So the girls are on a national ass kicking tour, according to Miss D. And so they had to go to Mobile, Alabama. They from Jacksonville, Mississippi, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, like always. Um, and so basically they have a stand battle and a solo battle. So Miss D had to pick somebody to do a solo battle. Now the only thing about doing a solo battle, meaning that it's just one person out there on the stage performing, for the crowd, then another person from another team come, and vice versa. But the point is that it's just one person that's out there performing, and also the same person that does the solo battle is the same person that does the stand battle, which is the main person that's in the front when the rest of the group come out there and perform. So she was going through people who to pick. And so she decided on Cameron, which is Mimi's daughter, and Tamia, because they're the two girls that's in line to basically take over as captain when Kayla leaves. Because Kayla's getting ready to leave, and she's 17, I believe, and she's getting ready to graduate from school. And so, and obviously from the dolls. So they go through that whole thing. Miss D is quite worried. She's stressed out as usual on every episode, and basically, she's trying to get the girls together. She feels like both the girls have strengths and weaknesses, and she just wasn't quite sure on who to get. But Cameron ended up winning the battle because the girls had to battle each other, see which one who would be the soloist and also the artist. I meant the leader, basically, for this particular week. Because the next week Kayla's back being captain, but for this particular week, she wanted to test the girls out, see if they're worthy enough. Who's next in line? Because like I said, Kayla getting ready to go in a few months. So anyway, long story short, Cam ended up winning the whole thing, and but meanwhile, we have Brittany. Very interesting. Why couldn't it just be Brittany, nigga's child? Brittany is going she is her daughter Christiana is actually a cheerleader too, and Miss D has a very strong policy. She does not want the girls to cheerlead specifically and be a dancing dog because they just collide. I'm sure some of the same dance moves. It's just a lot. Cheerleading calls a lot of time, effort, practice, a whole bunch of things that you're in that involves the school, and that can also obviously conflict with the times that you need to be back there with the dancing dolls. So for me, I completely understand. But I also understand Brittany's reasoning. Her reasoning is that her daughter is young, her daughter loves to dance, and she's not just gonna leave. She's not just gonna have her daughter have one option. She's a child. She needs to go out there and get her life and have fun. She wants to be a cheerleader, so why not? So why deny her of being a cheerleader? Her whole life doesn't revolve around dancing dogs like maybe Miss D wants it to. So I'm kind of torn between, like, I completely understand. But they sit down and have a little conversation. Of course, Miss D stated her opinion like she always do, and Brittany stated hers with her red hair. And there you go. She wasn't scared of. I appreciate that, sister girl. Um, what else happened? So basically, she's talking about the girls from Mobile. Basically the girls in Alabama, the teams in Alabama, they are very much so like prissy and girly girly, and the dancing dolls is not like that. They don't mind sweating, they weave out, they fresh curl, flip to the side, and they willing to get it in any and everywhere. Which I appreciate that. Me too. Me too. Also later on in the episode, um, Brittany, they was wondering where the hell Brittany was, but Brittany ended up going to talk to the Purple Diamonds. Now, the Purple Diamonds is a team that they faced last week. It's a rival of theirs. They from the same city, same town, all that good stuff, same state, and which is Jacksonville, Mississippi. They're two teams from Jacksonville, Mississippi, two main teams anyway that are very good, and that is, of course, the Dancing Dogs and Purple Diamonds. And their coach is Shanika. She's beautiful, by the way, and she's pregnant anyway. Um, she's pregnant anyway. Like, it's just whatever. You had to be there, I guess. So, um, Brittany goes over to talk to that coach because she's basically pissed off with Diana, and she was like, "No, my daughter's gonna have options, and I'm not taking your shit anymore, lady. And you know what? This is just it, and I want my daughter to dance for her. You know, if you tripping, hey, it's another team she can dance for." And her one of Whitney's things was that she just don't like for her daughter to dance on Fridays. I guess Fridays are bad for her or something. And she was like, "Oh, we don't practice on Friday." It was just real shady. And of course, the other mamas ain't having it. They upset about it. Let me go back to earlier in the episode. That damn Tawanza. First of all, did her mama really name her Tawanza? All those fucking letters. Really. I know they messed up her name in school. I know it. Like, it's crazy. Really, Tornado? Really? I don't know what black folks be thinking sometimes. I really genuinely don't. Tawanza. Anyway, and she basically trying to start something talking about, well, you know, maybe messing with Whitney, talking about well, maybe Christiana can't quite keep up, you know, with the girls. Maybe she ain't doing her job and stuff. And of course, that caused Brittany to go off because you're talking about somebody's child, and it was just a mess. Tawanza is just the fool and just crazy and just a proud hood rat child, and that's just what it is. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. I like her lipstick though; she has good lips. She's actually a pretty woman. She's hell, child. I can't deal with her. Want somebody to sock her real quick. Okay, so we get to the whole battle, and Kayla, I loved her outfit by the way. That gold one piece, that white one piece, you know, with the shimmer and all that on it was lovely. I loved it. And she performed, and she actually did well. Everybody was nervous, but Cameron pulled it off. She did well on her solo, and also, overall, she did well. But you know, it was like teams going back and forth, like they were switching them out, and D4L was beating every team. So they got to the last team. These girls called Fierce Elite, and Fierce Elite had their shit together. Okay, their outfits was a little cheap looking, but them sisters had their shit together. You hear me? They was on it. Their lines was impressive. They was okay, they meant it. They meant every single part of it. You hear me? And it was a little nerve wracking at first, but D4A ended up winning first place in both categories, in the solo and in the stand. Last week, which I didn't get to review, Purple Diamonds actually won. So this is the first time that D4L. Last week was the first time D4L didn't win first place. They actually won second, I believe. So yeah, quite interesting. And that was pretty much this episode. Y'all tell me whose side y'all on. Y'all team Brittany or team Diana on this whole thing about her little girl and everything, and Diana only wanting them to cheer and all that. With that said, I'm Mr. Chilaki. I'm Mr. Chilaki on Google Plus. Follow me at It's King's World on Twitter. Chase King was here on Facebook. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You know, do all that. Hey, help a brother out. How about that? I help you out. You be good to me, I'll be good to you. How about that? I love you much. I love everybody who watches me. I appreciate you. Shouts out to the new subscribers. That's what it is. Alabama. Snap.